The untouchable True School Sports Empire proudly presents something the boxing game's been missing. Hey, what's going on? It's your boy BT, and I came here to talk some boxing with the thousands of True School Sports subscribers. Now, make sure you smash that like button and definitely take the time to subscribe. As you guys can see, just starting off my morning with some shadow boxing in the hot South Florida sun. Got to get in dog shape for some stuff I got coming up. But listen, man, I wanted to talk about this fight that was made recently between Gervonta Tank Davis and Rolando Romero. I've been seeing a lot of people saying that this is a cherry pick. This is Gervonta Davis' easiest fight, and I gotta be honest, man. I don't see it. I just don't see it that way. Now, Gervonta Davis, he's one of the most explosive fighters in boxing. He's a creme de la creme, top shelf fighter, but by no stretch of the imagination is this a bad style matchup or a mismatch or a cherry pick. In fact, I would go as far as to say that this is Gervonta Davis' toughest fight of his last two, three fights. I think this is a tougher fight than Mario Barrios because, truthfully speaking, I didn't really think the most of Mario Barrios. He lost to that one guy, Akhmedov or whatever his name was, who had 7 fights. But they gave it to Barrios. Ryan Carl, he had a tough fight, Ryan Carl, until he stopped him in the 6th round. Barrios, and on top of that, he was kind of weight trained, so I'm not trying to discredit Tank's win. However, I never really recognized Mario Barrios as a big threat to Tank. I always thought Tank would break him down in the later rounds, and that's what happened. Leo Santa Cruz, God bless him, 4-division champion. I was at that fight. It was a great fight, but I didn't think that Leo had much of a chance either. I thought Leo was going to get decapitated, and he did. So I've been pretty accurate in predicting how Tank's opponents will be based on the style matchups, and I really think when we talk about Rolando Romero, this is a difficult fight for Tank because you gotta look at the way Gervonta Tank Davis fights. He's someone that he's developed a reputation based upon fear and knockouts. A lot of guys go into the ring already beat when they fight Tank because they're scared of Tank. And Gervonta Davis isn't exactly the Floyd Mayweather, Pernell Whitaker. He gets hit a lot. I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but people make fun of the way he talks, and he talks that way for a reason. He sounds punch drunk for a reason, and it's not because he's missing all these punches. It's because he's getting hit a lot in sparring, and he's getting hit a lot in his fights. So I really feel like on the other side of that ring, you got to fight on Rolando Romero, who has a lot of attributes. He has a lot of good attributes that are going to give Tank problems. First and foremost, ROLLY is very physically strong, and I don't think Gervonta's fought anybody as physically strong as ROLLY. On top of that, ROLLY punches extremely hard. He's got 12 knockouts in 14 fights, and he's put some guys on stretchers. If you go watch his fights, he's put some guys on straight stretchers. So he's got that going for him. And on top of that, he's got 2 other things. He's got balls, and he's very stubborn-minded. Being a stubborn-minded person in business and as a fighter will get you very far in life, because people who are stubborn-minded don't take no for an answer. And I feel like this fight's gonna, in my opinion, if Rolando Romero fights to the best of his abilities and it all comes together on the night, I really feel like we could see a repeat of Ricardo Mayorga versus Vernon Forrest. Now, for my old heads out there, and for people that don't know as much about boxing, let's refresh your memory, okay? Vernon Forrest was the man. I believe they fought at what, was it 147, 140, something like that? He was the man in his weight class. He was one of the top guys in his weight class, and Mayorga was a fighter that wasn't that polished. He was kind of a gunslinger, kind of wild, kind of reckless. His fighting style was very much a representation of who he was inside that boxing ring. So I really feel like, with ROLLY and Tank, I see similarities. In this situation, Tank could be the Vernon Forrest, the more polished fighter, the guy in the division, the guy that was knocking out everyone, who beat Shane Mosley. He could be that. He could be like Vernon Forrest. And I feel like Rolando Romero could be the Mayorga, the gunslinger, the loose cannon, the wild card, the guy that isn't as polished, but because of his toughness, his grittiness, his stubborn-mindedness, these things trouble the more polished, more talented boxer. So I really love this matchup. I think this is the first time Gervonta Tank Davis has had an opponent that's gonna talk shit to him and really just try to get into his head and things like that. And I'm ready for this press conference. I'm ready for it all. And look, as far as the amateur pedigree, the gap is very, very wide. Tank had hundreds of amateur fights. Rolando only had about 20 or 30. So Rolando has been doing, ROLLY has been doing a lot of learning on the job. And ROLLY has shown himself to be someone that has far superseded the expectations that people have placed upon him in this game of boxing, because guys with his pedigree guys that, you know, only have 20 amateur fights, they're not supposed to make it as far as he's making it. And look at him now, showing the world, proving to everybody that he can get on pay-per-view against a guy like Gervonta Davis. And it's his job to show the world what he's about come December the 5th, something like that. So yeah, man, gonna be a good fight. Definitely a dangerous fight for Tank Davis. And I'll tell you this isn't gonna be, I'm not gonna make a big prediction right here, but this isn't going to be like the Hugo Ruiz, Jesus Cuellar fight where Tank could sit there in a high guard, take 4 or 5 punches from these smaller fighters, and then when he feels like it, bulldoze them and get a highlight reel knockout. No, no, no. I think win, lose, or draw, come hell or high water, Gervonta Davis is going to have to show the boxing world something he hasn't shown us before. He's going to have to show us maybe a little bit of that boxing ability. He might have to dig into the toolbox, into that amateur pedigree, and show the world that he can outbox Rolly. But, you know, I've heard through the grapevine, through people in Vegas, that Rolly can box a little bit too. So, you know, I think this fight is a lot better than people are giving it credit for, and it should be a good one. So, yeah, leave your comments down below. Let me know what you guys think about Rolando Romero. You know, what kind of chance are you giving him against Gervonta Tank Davis? And if you got Tank Davis, let me know what round you think Tank Davis knocks Rolly out in. And yeah, man, make sure you guys smash that like button. Take the time to subscribe. You know, be on the lookout for upcoming lives. We'll be live this Friday for Emmanuel Navarrete versus Joet Gonzalez. So please join us for that. And yeah, man, like I say in every single one of these videos, you can love me or you can hate me. But I'm just a kid from Daniel. So until next time, take care, guys.